Hey guys, I don't have a lot going on in my life that's interesting to talk about right now, so I was going to talk about something that I noticed in pop culture and how I think it speaks to something larger that's going on culturally, and especially in education. So, I've been reading this book, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, I mentioned it last week, and it's a history of hip-hop, and I just got through this section on NWA last week, and I noticed some kind of inconsistencies between the book and what is described in Straight Outta Compton. And that doesn't surprise me. Like, other people have talked about how that movie could be perceived as a puff piece because of how involved Ice Cube and Dr. Dre were in the production, and how there are things that kind of get glossed over because it's the story from their perspective. And some people think that's too much. That's not really what I'm here to talk about, but that is a thing that is going on in the movie for sure. So anyway, there are two main things I noticed in the book that were left out of the movie that I thought were significant. And the first is that DJ Yella and Dr. Dre, prior to being members of NWA and before they cut that record with Eazy-E, Boys in the Hood, they were radio DJs on an AM hip-hop station in South Central that was a major tastemaker at the time. And so they were able to really effectively self-promote because they were the people that other like rap aficionados, I guess, in the area turned to when they wanted to know what new music was good. So they had a lot of power to promote themselves because of the position they held as radio DJs. And I don't think that's mentioned in the movie at all. The other thing I noticed is that Eric Wright had to pay $750 just to meet, I don't remember his first name, whatever Heller, the manager that then becomes the kind of source of conflict within the group. But Eazy-E had to pay just to meet him. I think that in the movie they present it as if he had to pay to get him to work with them, but he sought out Eazy-E and kind of the rest of the gang because he recognized that they had skill and he saw that he could promote them. But again, that's not exactly what happened. Eazy-E had to pay just to meet him with no guarantee that he would then cooperate with them in any professional sense. He had to pay just to make a professional connection, you know? So I think this kind of ties in to our larger cultural narrative about success. We like to think that people become successful purely off of talent and hard work, and we often really downplay the importance of networking. I'm not going to talk about like institutional advantages because I don't really want this to become a big political thing, but I don't think that either of those things that were left out of the movie were necessarily immoral or wrong or unfair. I mean, you could argue that the DJing thing is unfair, but those were just how they attained their success, right? But those got left out of the movie because they don't play into the larger narrative we expect of these people were really skilled and the world just kind of fell down around them as a result of their talent. So I think that happens a lot in the way we present success to students, like especially in the art world. Like, art majors are taught skills, but we don't teach them much about how to make connections. And I think the same thing happens just in general education. We rarely emphasize the importance of networking. So that's really all I had to say about that. That's all I was thinking about right now. So that's all my time. See ya.